and impact the masses.
In the podcast system, thought-provoking content is considered especially heinous. In Long Beach, California, the two men dedicated to discussing these topics are members of an elite squad known as the Doormen. These are their stories.
Welcome,
Yo,
ladies and gentlemen. We are back.
back again.
Post Super Bowl WWE production. We're back. Brand new episode of the Doormen. It's us, Evangelist and
Steven in the building.
Steven in the building. We're always here, always in your face, always out on your mind because we're coming out of your mouth.
Out your mouth.
And here we go. Well, should we start by talking about the WWE's NFL production, or we just skip right over that one?
We can. I mean, somebody said it. If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. So,
I believe that was Cat Williams.
oh yeah. Okay. Well,
He
smart man.
Hey, you gotta love that guy. So I mean,
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Go
as
ahead.
As a former football player, you know the rules of the game, correct?
I think I know the rules.
Okay.
I believe I know.
So when they have the coin flip in overtime,
Right.
and the referee literally explains it so a second grader can follow what's going on,
right.
and then the Niners say we didn't know the rules of overtime.
Right.
Should those players be publicly shot in the face?
Well, there has been rule changes, right? So I don't know that, maybe they weren't, because again, being a former football player in a game, in an important game, I've been involved in championship games, right? You are in such a haze, right? You're in such a haze
Yes.
because you're focused,
Right.
right? You're focused on your position. You're focused on your duties. So I'm not saying,
But in the
forgive the 49ers.
In the Super Bowl, when the referee, Bill Vitovich, says, overtime rules, this is the first time we have the new format. Both teams get the ball. Field goals don't win the game.
Okay.
Touchdown, if you score a touchdown first, you do not win the game. The other team gets a chance. And they say, okay, great. Coin flip, play the game. And then they say, oh, we didn't know the rules. The fuck are you talking about?
Again.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
These are football players.
Nope. In the Super Bowl,
These guys are not professional students.
It was almost longer him explaining the rules to the new overtime than the overtime itself.
Okay. Again, I'm not a 49er fan whatsoever.
Sounds like you are a little bit.
I am not backing the 49ers.
Sounds like you're
in
part
this
of
one.
that bang Niner gang.
No. So what I am saying though, right, is these aren't professional students. These guys are professional athletes, meaning the body is the tool that they use, not necessarily the mind.
Very good at the game.
Very good at their
Very
game.
good at the position.
Yeah.
So being those two things, you'd
Right.
be very good at the rules of the game that you play.
So as a coach, what I would tell my players is on game day, you shut your brain off. And it's all muscle memory.
Right. My whole point was when they said they didn't know the rules, and
I know what your point was.
and they were like, oh, when they kicked the field goal, nobody
Right.
on the 49ers sideline was jumping up and down on the field because they knew the fucking rules.
Listen.
They knew the Chiefs had a chance, and you fucked up. That's what it was.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying,
You give Patty Mahomes and company any time on the clock.
look, we all know.
He's going to scoop it.
We all know what the script said.
Yeah, right. You know what's funny? That I think if Taylor Swift was banging Justin Herbert,
I would
you'd
be
singing
just
a different fucking tune.
I would be just as skeptical about any kind of debauchery.
But the thing is the Chiefs weren't shit last year.
No, you're right. They weren't. They were
Or the year
actually
before.
pretty good.
Or the year
But
before.
I believe the first half of the game was the true capabilities of the team. And I believe in the second half is when you started to see
I've been saying
potential foul
the past
potential
3 Super Bowls.
foul play.
The past 3
I'll say it
Super Bowls
once
the Chiefs
again,
won.
my friend. potential foul play.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
That sounds like a redheaded stepchild. You must be a Charger fan.
Chargers, baby.
So the thing is that every single year, I've said it, since the Chiefs won the first Super Bowl, they are a second half team.
Sure.
For sure.
I get it.
Unless they come out in the first half and put 40 on the board, they're going to come out in the second half and they're going to play the game. And as I stated in the last episode, our defense, confirmed by Stephen A. Smith, by the way,
Bro.
is and was the top 3 defense in the league throughout the season.
Yeah.
And the defensive team should have got the MVP.
Yeah.
Not Mahomes.
In the words of a great meme that I've been seeing for the last few months. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not saying that this thing was scripted.
Might have to edit that out.
If you've seen the meme, you know what I mean.
That was like when you're on stage at a comedy and you say a joke and you hear a glass hit the
It
floor.
was the meme. It was a meme, bro. Yeah. Anyway.
3-time Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations, boys. Let's run it back again. Let's do the 3-peat so we can hear all this fucking hater shit next year, too.
Do the 3-peat. Hey, as long as the Swifty Kels camp is tight, I'm pretty sure it's going to be possible. Absolutely possible.
So everybody who said that Travis Kelce was going to propose middle of the field if they won the Super Bowl.
They're saving that for next year.
You know what? Fuck off. I don't like Taylor Swift at all.
They are saving that for next year.
Let the girl date who she wants to date.
Hey,
there's always a conspiracy theory. I hope next year.
Listen. The high priestess of the Satanic Church can do whatever the hell she wants.
I hope next year that I really do. I really hope that the Chiefs are not in it, just so I don't have to fucking hear it. I hate it. You bunch of haters.
Hey. You know what? Hey,
for 50 fucking years.
The WWE, NFL.
For 50 years, the Chiefs didn't win it.
Put on a great show. How about we say that? Many people were drawn in. More viewership. The viewership was much more than any other Super Bowl, I believe.
Any other televised event in history.
Any other
second to the moon landing.
Yeah, well.
Which was possibly a WWE production as well.
We don't know. Right.
124.3 million people watched.
Okay, you know what? I'll be the one to say it. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Chief fan and Chief fans out there. Well, actually, my cousin Junior. Hey, congratulations to you too, brother.
He sounds like a smart man.
He's a pretty intelligent man. Pretty intelligent guy. Anyway.
Chooses winners.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to all of you. And enough said about that subject matter. Well, look, you know what I wanted to bring up today. So this is not only the first post Super Bowl WWE NFL show, but it's also the first week of filming an episode after Brother Steven left the city of Long Beach for the city of Orange. Right? And so we'll go into our topic later, but you talk about what is valuable. And I want to bring up the idea that he's moved from the hood. He moved from the hood of 4th and Orange in Long Beach to an actual livable Orange County neighborhood.
Domicile,
right?
Yes.
I mean, probably an upgrade not only in the home itself, but in the neighbors, right? So you go from living in this box in the hood, literally a box in the hood, with you're talking about the most hood neighbors you could possibly get. I mean, he would tell stories of the fighting lesbians next door, to, people
the tamale
smashing.
Lady, the tamale lady at 1:30 in the morning every night.
Oh, yeah. Bro, she's across the street yelling her ass off. I mean, and it's not even like, there's not even like a legitimate, tent set up.
No, she's just dragging a cooler behind her.
Yeah. And dude, she just posts up with a cooler screaming her ass off.
Yeah.
She's not even a
terrifying.
legitimate tamale lady that you would be like, yo, I want to support that because these are fucking,
Yeah.
she's awesome. No.
You don't know where she comes from.
You don't know where she
just
comes
pops up like some sort of brouhaha
from. Dude,
out of the ground.
she pops up like an angry homeless woman.
Yeah. That
Like-
happens to have tamales.
Yeah, exactly. That went and robbed the tamale lady.
That you don't know where they came from.
Right.
You know, in all the years I was there, I never bought one.
Yeah.
But I was also a little scared to make eye contact with the woman.
Dude, you talk about like she looks like an enraged homeless woman
Yes.
on crack,
This looks like that
on
lady.
methamphetamines.
That
As a
lady
matter
that
of fact.
Charlize Theron played in the monster movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were closely related.
But instead of killing men, she sells tamales.
And kills.
God knows.
Yeah,
God knows.
kills those who purchase, and consumes. But what happened to Steven though is we can't get distracted, right? Because as he walks in today for recording, right, the look on his face, right, the demeanor, right. You talk about the value of being surrounded by a better echelon of people. I don't know if it's the upper echelon, but just a better quality of people, better quality, maybe absolutely a better a home quality, right? More room, but the value that has, parking, he's got parking, his own parking spaces,
Crazy.
right? Awesome, but the effect that has on a person's outlook, mode of operation, just general look, it's crazy, right? Because this was a different guy walking into the house today, and I thought, well, we have to talk about this because we're talking about what is valuable. That is absolutely valuable to be where you are today from where you were
Right.
2 weeks ago.
Well, also too, again, we talk a lot about timing and belief and metaphysics. When certain things happened to the Suburban, as all of our 141 subscribers know, certain things happened, and it's
44.
44. Hey,
Yeah. Hey, we've climbed.
hey,
Holy shit.
maybe we're getting some of those Swifties.
Let's go.
But certain things happen where you're just like, oh, maybe that was bad luck. Like when somebody broke into the Suburban, pissed me off to no end. But still, you're just like, oh well, luck of the draw. And then when we got sideswiped, that was the end of it. I could not be there any longer than I had to be. So
Well, that got you up off your ass. That's for sure.
that night is when we applied, and
Got you up off of your ass.
Yeah.
It
Because-
wasn't enough to have 4 other human beings living in a studio apartment with you. That wasn't enough.
no, it was just we had a deadline of July, and that tipping point of the sideswipe of the Suburban was the absolute end. I was not going to be there.
I would have thought the
Anymore.
tipping point would have been 4 human beings moving into your
Amen.
domicile.
Certain things take time, right? And they took time.
I would have thought that the Bunsen burner under your ass would have been lit.
Well, it was.
I can talk shit now because he's already moving. He's already moved.
It was
So I'm
home.
gonna say-
It was
I'm gonna
home
say-
for a bit. It served its purpose.
At the time, I didn't want to fucking, make the angry bird any angrier.
And of all the years that we've been doing this, and all the years I've been in Long Beach, the first time my friend here came to my place in Long Beach was when he's helped me move the shit out.
And that's the only time
And
I should have.
when he walked
there.
in, no shit. This is not a lie. This is not exaggeration. This is not a doorman going over the top. When he walked in, he took up 77% of the room.
As I do in any room.
And he had his son, and then Sonny walked in. Forget it. We couldn't move.
Occasionally, we had to step out in
Yeah.
order for them to do things.
We were getting lightheaded because all the oxygen in the room was being. But it was small. It did serve its purpose when I
my
was
God.
when I was on my own. It did put a roof
Yeah.
over all of our heads. It was a benefit that we had that option.
Mm-hmm.
Small, cramped for sure, but things lead to other situations, and we are where we are now, and we're happy. And That's it.
Changed this man's life. Hey, I know Shelby will be listening later on. So, Shelby, thank you for changing his life.
Also,
Because without your young humans, living in that box of a hooded
yeah. Oh, if it was just her, we'd probably still be
domicile.
there.
Right. But without the little humans
Yes.
that are there, nothing would happen.
Right.
Right. And let's jump into the subject of what is valuable. This is valuable. In our lives, we get put into these predicaments. We get put into these situations, right? Because a lot of times the human fault, the default is to go into this comfortable mode.
Right.
And comfort is an enemy of progress. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And you, my friend, were put into a situation because this guy wouldn't even, again, the comfort level of living in that box in the hood, and he would be happy to complain about his lesbian neighbors, right? Would rather go and buy 100 hats, 200 pairs of matching shoes with outfits to match, as opposed to removing himself from the screaming lesbians next door.
Did you know what's cheaper than moving?
Buying 100 pairs.
Screaming out the window, shut the fuck up.
And then coming over here and blessing the airwaves.
Yes.
With that. Yeah.
It's an experience.
It's an absolute
the
experience.
good thing is that, well, not good. It's a random thing that I'd probably say 2 nights before we moved, they were going at it. And I muted the TV and I said, Shelby, listen to this.
Because that's more entertaining than what was on television.
And they were going hard, bro. They throw low blows. I mean,
you're like, Shelby, go make some popcorn.
I'm like, yes.
Let's open the window.
Open the window. Let's listen to this shit.
Right.
The real lesbians of Long Beach, bro. That's crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, I love the lesbians of Long Beach, by the way. Right? You guys are awesome.
I do too, but when you're screaming at each other at 2:00 in the morning about how you hate each other and just fucking die already.
I don't know the statistic.
Why don't you?
But lesbian divorces there's a pretty high rate. I don't know the statistic. Go look it up, guys. Listeners, go look it up. It's a huge thing. Anyway,
Wild.
It's wild, huh? Yeah. So, valuable to surround yourself with quality people, right?
Yep.
There's a saying that I'd heard many times in my life. Tell me the 5 people that you are with the most, and I'll let you know who you are. Have you ever heard that one? Anyway, that was a saying. Tell me the 5 people that you associate with most, and I will let you know who you are. Because the people that you surround yourself with will influence you like nothing else in your life. Like it's there with the highest influences in your life.
Right.
So the fact that Steven was able to go and surround himself with better neighbors, better home, a better city. I love Long Beach. I love living in Long Beach, but we've got our hoods. And I'm pretty sure Orange County has its hoods. Mm-hmm. Santana.
Yeah.
Anaheim. But I'm sure, right? Stanton. But
it's always the east side of the cities.
Wait, what?
The east side of Anaheim is Anaheim.
Hey, look, I'm an east sider of my city, now. Jesus Christ.
Well, look.
Jesus Cristo.
Point proven.
Anyway,
to
all my east side Carsonites, man, I love y'all. Anyway.
With your Tom Selleck mustache.
Hey.
Jealous. That's all it is. Jealousy, dog.
You gotta love it.
I'm shaved in 17 months.
This is 5 days.
Yeah, fuck you. My team wins Super Bowls.
My team shares a stadium with the LA Rams.
My team, the Chargers change in the hallway. They don't have their own locker room.
Hey, you watch. We're in a rebuilding stage. We've been saying that for the last...
San Diego rebuilds.
We've been saying that for the last 30 years, but it's okay. It's okay.
Maybe 1 year.
Yeah.
But the thing is too, like I said it, like Long Beach served its purpose, right? I got that apartment during COVID, sight unseen,
Yeah.
because they weren't showing places because people were fucking terrified. The lady grabbed my leash, threw the mail slot in a door with one of those grabber things, with 2 masks on, and pretty sure I saw her vaccine scar, but she grabbed it with.
What year did you move in there?
2020.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
May of 2020. So like during the height of all.
During the
of
height
that
of the
shit.
COVID.
Yeah.
Wow.
So again, sight unseen. There are pictures on the website, but you can't really tell. And when I walked in, I remember thinking, "What the fuck is this?
What did I move into?
Like, what did I move into?" But again, it served its purpose.
Yeah.
It was a roof over my head.
Yeah.
It was a house, whatever. But like you said, this place, pulling in and waiting for the gate to open to move your car into your assigned parking space is a different kind of world.
Different world. Absolutely. A much, much better world.
Like we can actually go out and do things now and not have to worry about being home by 7:47 so we can get a parking spot.
Right.
That's
right.
not a red curb.
And you and the kids could walk around the complex.
Yes.
It's such a huge complex.
Yes.
And you guys have amenities.
Yes.
That are just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to come over for a barbecue.
Yeah. Well,
No way's coming over when it gets warmer.
oh, that's what's up.
Cook some asada on the barbecue so we can.
Oh, hey, ask him to hook up some carnitas because that guy can get down with the
Well,
carnitas.
you're coming too, so I don't know.
But I'm saying, I'll bring the mac and cheese and he can bring some carnitas.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck. There you go.
And then you can make the brisket.
I'll bring the beers.
I can bring beers too. You make brisket. Jesus Christ.
Brisket?
Add to the proteins, bro.
All right.
Dude, smoked brisket.
This is where we veer off the subject.
Hey, valuable.
Just
Shit.
sitting here for 40 seconds like this. Brisket.
Anyway, so we definitely wanted to have a part 2 conversation about what is valuable in life, right? So I think last episode we were attempting anyway to kind of decipher or at least separate what was truly valuable from what is perceived as value.
Right.
Right? So I think we've come to understand through many examples that wealth is not necessarily.
Money is a construct.
It's a construct. It's an absolute construct, but it's not necessarily what is valuable in one's life. Because I've heard it on. I was listening to another podcast and another interview, and them say that there are miserable people who are wealthy, and there are happy people who are impoverished.
Yeah.
Or we wouldn't say impoverished, but
Less than.
Yeah, have a lack of monetary resource.
Right.
Right. So the wealth does not equate to value or being valuable.
Right.
Right. So we wanted it to.
It's one less worry, but it still doesn't solve all the internal issues that may or may not be brewing inside oneself.
Then we want to ask, what are things that contribute to that issue of value that brews inside of us?
Well, I said it before. I think laughter is key.
Laughter is key. But okay, so
But again, laughter doesn't fix everything. Like
Yeah,
if somebody that truck explosion down the street. If somebody you knew was in that explosion, you can't laugh that off.
No.
Right?
No.
There's communication is key.
Communication is key.
I think talking about things
Sure.
definitely alleviates the stress of day-to-day life, I think.
Sure.
Also, liquid death helps.
Liquid death does
Liquid
help.
death. If you'd like to sponsor, I know you park your van on 4th and Orange. So
Okay. Well, look, let me bring up something else. Validation. right? So another thing that is going is raging rampant in today's world is being validated, right? The act of being validated, the search for validation, and then so we see groups. We see groups that are screaming for validation based on the group activity, based on the group.
Or it's emotion based, like feeling based. I feel like I feel this way, so you have to validate me.
How about I begin by saying that if you are searching for validation through the group identity, that in and of itself is not valuable. It doesn't. It by no means attacks the root issue,
Right.
right? Of any one person, because at some point, you as an individual are going to be screaming for the validation that the group
Yeah. So desperately seeks.
yeah, or because at some point you're going to be validated. The group is going to be validated, right? But then the individual within that group is going to be missing something. There's going to be a void still left, right? And then still raising the banner of your group, you're going to be searching and searching and searching. That void is still going to be present, and it's going to be gaping, right? It's going to be this unfilled thing. And then the human default imperfect experience is just going to continue on this group rant,
Right.
right? Even though the group, like, let's look at, all the groups today.
There's so many.
There's no such thing as legislative racism,
Right.
right? There's no legislation present that confirms one race over the other, right? Every race at this point has been given equal rights, equal access, right? And then so, I mean, we see in so many, with so many examples, like let's say the wealth. If I look at The Rock, who we've been talking shit about, The Rock is a half Samoan, half black man who's a multi-millionaire, right? Multi-millionaire. So that rules out racism for that guy,
Right.
right? Holding down the black or the Samoan race. You have Oprah, who's a billionaire. You have Dr. Dre, who's a billionaire. These people are black, and they've been given access to monetary gains to the point of billions.
Yeah.
So we can't necessarily pin the racism flag over there, right?
It's funny you bring up Oprah too. When she was asking, I forgot that actress's name. She was a little girl on the Cosby Show. Raven Simone.
Raven Simone. Oh,
She asked her like, "Hey, what race are you?" And she said, "I'm American.
I'm American.
I'm not black."
Hey, kudos to Raven Simone.
And Oprah lost her fucking mind.
She didn't lose her mind.
She did. She was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get a lot of shit for this." Like, you just said you're not black, and she said, "No, I didn't. I'm not a black American. I am an American who happens to be black." And she's like, I don't identify by my skin color."
Yeah.
And you could see Oprah was like, "How am I gonna flip this? How am I gonna turn this?"
Yeah.
And she couldn't, because certain people, they don't, like, just because you're black doesn't mean you have to follow the narrative of what, like, the systemic racism that's going on around.
Yeah.
Because you could look at the NFL. They have the thing that says "end racism" on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a racist league, right? It's not. It clearly is not. You have every nation, every ethnicity pretty much spoken for, from coaching to players. And when you reach, when you reach for something and then you don't get it, when you try to get that validation and you don't get it, and then your last pull is the race card, it makes you look like an asshole, I think, in my eyes.
I would say so.
Because you like, it's like you're throwing everything against the wall to see what's going to stick, and nothing sticks. And you're like, well, this will stick. Racism.
Right.
And you're like,
right.
oh.
I mean, and in reality, right, if there's a cause, right, if there's a cause to fight for, if there's a cause to sacrifice for, if there's a cause, then on an individual level, right, an individual will go and give everything they got to display their merits
Right.
in a situation, right? Display their merits toward the cause, disproving the cause, right? And then in that process, you're going to win over others, maybe of your who can actually claim the same line or the same side of that cause as you. And then all of you, right, individually, initially, would the idea would be that all of you initially would again display your own merits, come together, and then your combined efforts with your combined merits would make an impact.
Right.
Right.
You know, it's a good example of that is The View. Like, they try so hard to push their narrative and get everybody behind them and try to get their shit validated that it's like that. I forget that Sonny Hopkins, I think her name is.
I don't know, but I
Whatever
know
her
who you're
name
talking
is.
about. She was
She said that
a lawyer at some point.
nobody can tell her that racism doesn't exist because she experienced it. And then she subverts that conversation into, she was on the beach in Florida during spring break, and people, they were walking on the beach, her and her son, and they were launching racist comments at her son. Now, you'd have to think, in this day and age that we are,
with cell phones and cameras
and all this shit,
there will be
somebody has a video of it.
Right.
So when that's an example of what I say, like, you're throwing things to the wall, nobody's biting, and then you say, well, you can't say anything because racism, I experienced it myself. As soon as somebody says that, you no longer have a valid argument.
Right.
In their eyes.
Sure.
Reality you do, but in their eyes you cannot change their mind.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, individually, you want to win merit, right? You want to express your efforts and win the respect of others because of your merit. And in her case, obviously, there was nothing that she could actually show for.
Right.
Right. There was nobody. Again, no one could even, produce proof that there was any.
Right. No witnesses.
Right.
No somebody saying, "Oh, I was there."
Right.
And
so
whatever her name is, she's my favorite person on earth, and I was following her the whole time.
Right.
Nope.
Nobody. So because that she can't provide that, not a shred of evidence.
Right.
Then I mean, you have to take it at face value. But the problem is because, again, as you said, it's it's one of those hot topics or triggered topics, and no one's going to check.
Right.
For validation. No one's going to check and confirm, oh, yeah, this is exactly what happened. She's correct.
Remember that dipshit Jussie Smollett? Nobody checked into that until there was no evidence of a crime happening.
Right. And
It was constant. The MAGA Republicans
you were in Chicago
crucified,
at 2 a.m.
carrying a Subway sandwich. Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah, and
bro.
you got beat by MAGA Republicans.
Yeah, MAGA Republicans who
in Chicago?
ended up being two black guys that you paid
Nigerians at that,
to
right?
beat your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, try to like tell me you're trying to.
and then you walk
Without
into the police station with the noose around your neck.
That's crazy, bro.
Wild.
I mean, if you went through that, I mean, wow.
The first thing I would want to do if I'd went through that is try to take that thing off of my neck.
Yeah.
Not wear it as a proud fucking.
I mean, think about the things that happened after
like
that.
a Cuban link.
That whole
Like, yo.
that NASCAR
rocking
guy,
the noose, dog.
Bubba Watson.
Ah.
He's a black NASCAR driver. He said he opened up his driver during one of the races and there was a noose. It's not a noose, you jagoff. It's the rope you use to pull the fucking 40-foot door down. But again, when you throw things like that,
right?
You throw things like that at the wall, nobody's gonna say you lying sack of shit.
Right.
They should. but they don't.
Point is, guys, in this case, there's no value in
No.
any of that. There's no value in searching for your own validation through group identity. None
Can't do it.
whatsoever.
Nope.
Right? Like it's one thing to fight for a cause, and then if you see a cause that you're willing to join and you're willing to fight, then you actually fight, right? You actually go and you give it your all until your cause is won. And fighting and crying, there's no equivalent. I mean, it's not an equivalent. Right? Fighting and crying, fighting and complaining. See, in this world today, right? We've of course, for the past maybe few decades, we've lived in this instant world with the advent of microwaves. We've been in an instant world. We want instant gratification, and we want whatever it is we want now. So the unwillingness to actually fight, right? I mean, imagine in the civil rights movement what they had to do in order to gain all these rights that you now we all are experiencing, right? Me, I'm a Samoan man. He's a Mexican man. We are all experiencing the benefits, the fruits of people who were actually willing to fight. Martin Luther King was actually on the front lines, getting hosed, getting, insulted, physically assaulted, whatever. Shot, right? So these people were actually in the game fighting. And then so what we live in now is we live in this world where there's no actual fighting going on. Right? You just go out and complain and you sit under the shelter of law. You sit under this nice
the shelter of your own delusion, because sometimes you're not sitting under the shelter of law when you glue your hand to the fucking freeway in protest of shit like that. That's ridiculous.
You've that same person who glued their hand to the freeway. You live under some law that someone's not going to just come and run you over.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Right? That's law preventing you from dying, because that stupidity would get killed. That would get you killed in the world of 60 years ago. Nobody would have blinked an eye. You're in the middle of the road, and you're choosing, you're volunteering to be there in a line.
And those cars 60 years ago would have put a serious dent.
It'd have ran you over, right? But again, we live in this world where all these laws have been created, sheltering you from death, right? There would have been a mob just as fast formed to come and beat you off the street. Right? But again, you sit under this same protection of law that allows you to freely speak, whine, and cry about these things so it's not actually a fight. Right? So this is what I'm saying about value. What we see today in protest is not necessarily valued. Or doesn't bring value to the situation itself.
Well, I saw a video.
And I'm not saying none of it is valuable. I'm just saying the totality of it.
Well, I saw a video the other day that these two people threw soup on the Mona Lisa. You know what they're protesting?
What?
Climate change. What does that do? I don't even understand how you even think. You know what? You wake up that morning. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna protest climate change. You know how I'm gonna do it? I'm gonna go through a can of Campbell's Chunky on the Mona Lisa. What the fuck does that do? That's the instant gratification that gets you all over Instagram like that.
As far as, again, we're not saying climate change doesn't exist. We're not saying the human footprint or the human existence didn't somehow affect climate. We're not saying that. What we are saying is that the way to go about protesting, the way to go about bringing awareness and attention to it is not that. It's not throwing, it's
unless you're trying to say that in the midair of the throwing the soup, the climate is so bad that the soup cooked itself in the air. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that.
That would have been something.
That would have been something.
That would have been something.
Landed in a
Had
bowl.
it cooked itself midair and then landed on Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
And then the smile got even wider.
Yeah.
Dude,
then you
would have been impressed.
Then you have something.
I'd have been like,
well,
yo,
maybe this is real.
You are absolutely
Maybe this
right
really happened.
in protesting climate
Yeah.
change. Look at that. Cooked soup midair.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, what we are saying though is that that's not how you're going to win that fight,
Right.
right? You know, I was listening to Bill Maher get an interview, and he was talking about. I think he was he was interviewing Patrick David, right? And they were talking about climate change and whether or not it was real. And Bill Maher himself, because he flies around in private jets, he's like, I'm not gonna stop flying around in private jets. And he's the guy, fighting or
Right.
at least
All the celebrities do it. Their
they're all-
celebrity footprint is ridiculous.
it's
with
ridiculous, right? When you talk
yachts
about
and
emissions,
planes. Yeah.
right? But he said he's not going to stop flying around in the private jets,
Right.
right? So, I mean, it's not the idea that it doesn't exist.
Right.
It's the idea that you're not going to stop people from living these comfortable lives that you found, contributes to your value,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You're not going to do that, right? And you're not going to change people. You can bring awareness, but in those ways where you're going to destroy the value of things like a priceless painting, like the Mona Lisa, that's wild.
What
It's
else
like
is
the
weird to me is
stupidest
why
thing.
it was so exposed.
What's so exposed?
The Mona Lisa, like why was it just hanging on a wall like a screw?
I mean,
They had like
it is
they
hanging
had
on the wall, right?
they had like those, aisle separators, but it's not like secure behind glass or anything. I feel like it should be.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the most valuable
Like my watch
planet
at
Earth.
home is more locked up than the Mona Lisa.
You're like, yeah, go ahead and come
Like,
within
yeah,
2
come
feet
on.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Put
can
your
get so
print-
close. You
put
can
your
spit
fingerprints on it.
Yeah. Oh, you can throw soup on it. That's how close you can get.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Shit. Imagine filling up a water gun with like piss or something and just
Yeah.
squirting
And
it.
you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
can walk right into this non-secure building.
Snap, snap, snap.
Oh, it's one of the most priceless paintings on the face of the earth.
Yeah, who knows?
It's crazy.
But again, speaking on bringing value to something, you're not bringing value to any cause. Like you're not.
No. You're doing it for like the ability to be able to send that link to your friends that you were on Instagram.
Yeah. Look what I did.
Yeah, look where I was today.
Look what I was able to do.
Yeah.
In the name of climate change.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, too, like the narrative, like the shooting at the Kansas City parade.
Yeah.
You don't hear about it.
I'm glad. I don't want to hear about that shit.
Would you like to know why you don't hear about it?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's some.
Because the shooters don't fit the narrative.
The shooters were probably
Young, black individuals, maybe immigrants.
maybe immigrants.
If that's the case, this is going to go right under the radar.
Right under the rug. There's going to be a big comforter.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big propaganda
Because
comforter.
if it was again,
nicely trap it.
if it was white guys, you're non-stop going to talk about it.
Oh, the NRA would have been like
MAGA Republicans.
the NRA would
shot
have been
up the
shitted
Peace
on.
Parade.
Dude.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, the fucking NRA supporters.
Yep.
These guys are NRA members. And
Yep. Oh, they were wearing,
gun-toting
they were
Second
wearing,
Amendment.
They were wearing Trump hats.
Yeah. You're like, what? No. They were red hats, but they were Kansas City
It
hats.
says Chiefs on it.
Hey, they were actually shooting in celebration. Look,
Yeah.
the fuck.
But the other thing is too is like when it happened, it was a little tiny blurb on my computer at work,
Wow.
like a little red bar, like breaking news: shots fired at the Chiefs celebration parade.
Right.
And you click on it, it's like more to come. Okay, then it's like 8 people were injured, 11 people were injured, and 1 died. 22 people were injured, 1 died, and then the video comes out of that guy getting chased down and tackled in the crowd.
And it was a brother.
And and then all of a sudden it's still news,
Right.
but it's not as big and in your face as if it was against the current narrative.
Right. Oh, man, if it was an immigrant, though, right? If that was a Haitian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bro, you wouldn't hear, no one would hear about it.
Nope.
All your phones would have been blocked.
Yeah.
We're like, no, don't.
Oh, we're on
put
the
this
internet blackout all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
All of a
What?
sudden, no, what?
That's
Haitian?
weird. Fucking weird.
Good. Yeah. I know. So what does bring value? What does bring value to a life? Personally,
Super Bowl rings.
I want to say any trophy,
Yeah.
any symbol of
Accomplishment.
achievement, yeah, would absolutely bring value to life, right? So if you have some symbol that you've achieved something, I'm pretty sure there was a little bit. I want to say that your name on that lease,
Keys to my apartment.
keys to your apartment, symbol of achievement.
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations, by
Thank
the way.
you. Appreciate it.
Once again. Just achievement in general, right? I want to say being able to wake up every morning and remind myself of like the gift I've been blessed with of mobility, health,
Right.
right? Just any ability, like working out, being able to work out when I want to work out, right? When so many people can't,
Yeah.
right? So many people don't have the mobility. Some people don't have use of their limbs, don't have use, or whatever the case may be. Like personally, being able to get up and be active, it brings value. Like doing things that you can do,
Right.
right? Getting up and being able to, let's say, read a book.
Right. Well, things that are taken in for granted.
Yeah.
I think.
Just doing things that are beneficial for yourself because you can,
Right.
right? And going out and just constantly reminding yourself of the gift of life that the Creator, that God has blessed you with. That's fucking
Yeah. There was
definitely adds value.
There was a video I was watching last night. There was a kid in college baseball. He was in a boating accident and he lost his right leg. And he has what do you call it?
Prosthetics?
Yeah, but it's the one that they can run with. Like it
Oh,
looks
the
like.
springs.
Right, and it was his first at bat since the accident last night, and he drew a walk, which is exceptional enough in itself. But that kind of stuff, like, you watch that video.
Now, did they walk him like
No,
a pity walk?
They pitched to him.
Oh.
It was 3-2, and he took ball 4. So they were trying to. I mean, the guy was not gonna. I think at that point, as the pitcher, you can't take pity on the guy. You gotta give him one, or you gotta try to strike him out. Like you're either gonna lay it up for him to tee off, or you're gonna be the guy.
And
that
imagine
walks away.
imagine how quickly that dude gets around though with those springs.
It's just one leg.
Oh,
But he got to the base and they pinch ran for him.
bro, those dudes with the springs on.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Those guys leap tall buildings in a single bound, bro.
Yeah, they're on springs. But it's that you take full advantage of having both legs every day of your life. And this guy didn't let losing a leg stop him from at least having one at bat in college as a college baseball player. I'm not sure he can.
Kudos to you. What was his name?
I couldn't remember.
Jesus Christ.
Christopher something.
Man, our ability to research is just
Christopher. Well, Google prosthetic college baseball player, and you'll see his name. We're not gonna do all the work for you, folks.
Yeah.
You gotta do your own.
Do
You
it
gotta do your own
yourself.
work sometimes.
Huh? We value the thought process, but we also want you to think.
Right. That's
Go
why.
go through the goddamn process. Okay. Take that.
Yeah,
Shit.
yourselves, you lazy sons of. But that
Turn on and get all the world of answers here. Shit.
yeah. I mean,
Fuck
Jesus.
no.
We're not Google.
Yeah, we're the Doormen.
Yeah.
You blessed.
Yeah, sons of. That was my point. That was all I was gonna say with that, and that, like I said, you take full advantage of. Like when I broke my collarbone, you don't realize the ability to put on a T-shirt
Bro.
when you can't without assistance.
Dude. Kudos.
Yeah, well,
Kudos for coming through. You know what I mean? Something like that.
broken collarbone, not
Dude,
not so.
sciatic, lower back sciatic pain. Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
another thing.
Yep.
You talk about debilitating. You talk about something that's like you don't think you're gonna come out of the other side from.
No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
Jesus
true.
Christ.
Yeah.
Debilitating. Anyway, going through difficult or putting yourself in controlled, difficult environments.
Right.
Right. So this week, right? So I've gotten into habits. I'm a cigarette smoker, and I have this habit of caffeine,
It's terrible.
right? So for a couple of days, I just wanted to prove to myself, I'm the boss. I have full control over myself. So I went a few days without cigarettes or my Celsius habit, and as you know, I can't even say it was that difficult.
Right.
It really was just a matter of my mind deciding, all right, and then that was that.
Well, I kind of feel bad that I brought 2 Celsius over here for
Oh
you.
no! This is my fourth one of the day. Sonny brought 2 this morning.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, because Sonny and I woke up at 4 a.m.
You gotta drink water.
No, plenty of water.
Okay.
Drink plenty of water.
Making sure.
Sonny and I, because Sonny has introduced me to the world of wrestling again. And then so Sonny and I woke up at 4 a.m. and to do some wrestling this morning. And shout out to my nephews, Seven and Rocky, for coming out because we worked on some boxing and sparring. And so, yeah, we had this whole... Actually, we woke up at 4, but we got to the dojo by 5 and went from 5 to 7. Just awesome work this morning. So on a Saturday morning at that. So, hey, shout out to the whole crew this morning. Sonny, Seven, Rock. Good job, man.
Yeah, shout out.
You know what brings value? Like my dad was the guy. He was our introduction to like the fitness life, right? My dad. And so, my dad passed away back in 2015. My mom, who never a day in her life went to the gym, started her little fitness regimen in 2016 to 2017. And then so we all got back as a family back into this fitness regimen, right? So when I say as a family, myself, Sonny Boy, Aaron's got his little fitness regimen. And then, we're able to bring nephews in. It's just awesome, dude. It's a solid legacy to pass down, right? So Dad, thank you for kicking this thing off for us. And what I didn't realize was his dad and my mother's dad were both boxers. So they had, there's this connected legacy, of course, of
Part of the bloodline.
yeah, the bloodline. Who's at the head of that table? Yeah, sorry for being corny.
I think we have to say it that you have officially turned the tide on Uncle Rock.
I have. As much as I valued The Rock, bringing awareness. I mean, guys like Troy Polamalu, Junior Seau, Jesse Sapolu, Dan Saleamua, all these guys in the
Kansas City Chief.
Kansas City Chief, Dan Saleamua. All of these guys in the NFL world, and the Alpha and Sika in the WWE, and then to their legacy, Peter Maivia, all these guys, The Rock, he kind of brought worldwide attention to the Samoan people, right? So I was like, yo, sold on, Uncle Rock. And then you start to see like the ties, with the entertainment industry, because it's an industry. There is a
global phenomenon.
It's a global conglomerate.
Yeah.
Right, of the entertainment industry. It's a global conglomerate, right? So there's big money backing this global conglomerate, and being the egotistical dude that he has displayed himself to be. Like, yeah, I appreciate all the work he does and he's doing, but I mean, just I don't know. It's just there's something about the constant face.
I think
right?
if we go back episodes ago, I said the same shit.
Yeah.
That the fact that he is everywhere and it's disgusting.
You have.
I think it was when the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl against the Niners the last time.
Yeah.
Not last year. It's like when they decided he was the one that was going to introduce the teams. You know what I mean? It's like, why? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why does he have to be there?
I mean, okay. So what? We're not anybody. You know, Stephen and I, we are nobodies in the world in comparison to a Rock, as far as, you know, as far as notoriety, as far as accomplishments, as far as achievements in that realm, right? So who are we to say? But
Right.
you know, as average people, as an average person myself, what I would love to see is him be comfortable behind the scenes,
Not doing shit every day.
Sure. Well, I mean, not doing shit. Work hard. But you know, your face,
Right.
you know, doesn't necessarily
We're kinda
need to be
tired of
seen
it.
anymore.
Right.
Right.
That and
like,
the fact that-
like
that-
put your money, you know, take all of that money that you made and go ahead and, you know, be the philanthropist that you can be, right? And go and rebuild Hawaii, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't ask
Like,
us for money with Oprah.
rebuild Hawaii, give it back to its people. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
That would be cool. Take $10 million, rebuild that entire thing. I don't know. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
And-
that'd be more acceptable, the fact that he really is a decent individual, as opposed to just being
right.
in every movie.
And then be faceless about it.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Right? Just go, you know what I mean? There's so Elon Musk, right? He's got these $10,000 Tesla homes, right? You could take $10,000, you got $10 million, right? Because that's what you put into that little fund with Oprah, your $10 million. So take $10 million worth of these Tesla homes, take it over there, and, you know, put them Tesla homes, spread them Tesla homes around, bring back, you know, the residents of Hawaii to those homes.
What's a Tesla home?
Oh, you've never seen? They're like these little mini homes. It's, you know, the entire home is it can be connected to Tesla. It's a pretty much a mini house, miniature house, and then, you know, you could put like $10 million worth of those
Like a
homes.
studio?
It's pretty much like a studio.
Downgrade.
It's got all of the amenities.
Downgrade.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's a home.
Sure.
Right? You can take these homes and then take them over there. They're already prefabbed, right? You know, take them over there, spread them out. You know, bring some of those residents right back to their homes.
Right.
Right? And then, you know, for free. Like, and then slap a little bit of money in their pockets. I don't know. Right? I think that $10 million will go a longer way there. Right.
Right.
Then for you and Oprah to put $10 million each in. I don't know. And then we're nobody to be, you know, telling you how to spend your money. But I mean, if that would have happened, like facelessly,
Right.
right? And then all of a sudden word got out, like, hey man, you know what? The Rock did something great.
Right.
Right. He built all these homes and he
Well,
brought all these people back.
ego's too big to do it facelessly.
Right.
He'd have to have a live feed or some bullshit about it.
But you know, again,
But
you've
also,
got that
too,
type of
I'm not taking
platform.
anything away from The Rock's Hollywood career,
sure.
right? Even though it's scripted, his scripts are written for him, blah, blah, blah.
But he's good at playing the part.
But he was a champion in a scripted business,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was chosen as the face for a while,
Right.
did very good at it,
Mm-hmm.
and then jumped to a different type of scripted environment. So, I don't know. I know on his own if he's a solid insurance salesman.
I mean, look, he's gained popularity, and you gotta, you know, because he works hard, and he's well spoken. You know, you got to give him his credit. But I'm just, you know, the narcissism, the ego, the self-centered, you know.
Yeah, the fact that he thinks people want to see him everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a little misled.
Yeah.
He's been bamboozled by his people.
Yeah. I mean,
Thinking
he
that
looks
we
like an
wanna
action
fucking see
figure.
him
He looks,
everywhere.
you know, he's like a
Yeah, and he's like 55, right?
55-year-old
Something like
action
that.
figure.
And
It's all good, though.
it's just all
But yeah, come on, man.
whatever, man.
Be faceless.
Give it a rest.
Yeah. Hey, you did great, man. Hang it up.
Yeah, thanks. Go away.
What can I say except you're welcome? Hey, stay tuned for Rock and Moana live action.
God, bet it's shit. I bet it's shit.
Hey, but you know what? We find value in the world around us. We try to contribute our value to the world around us, and we try to recognize what's truly valuable in this world. So, you know, I think if Steven doesn't have any type of something to put on to that, something to add on to that, I think we've pretty much set sail on this one.
Yes.
We're good?
Baseball season's coming up.
Yeah. Hey, and with that, we'll leave you.
We gone.